Okay, everybody listen up. I want you to hear this.
You are going to regret this. I really mean it. If you don't call me, you will regret it. This is a threat now, okay? So make sure you put this on 9 and save it. So when you report me, you can let somebody listen to it that I am threatening you. Goodbye, you little brat, bitch bastard.
Well, so who leaves such a mean and nasty message? Ex-wife, a stalker, your worst enemy? Well, those would be good guesses, but they would be wrong. That was my first guest, Robert's mother. He says his mother's harassment doesn't stop there. Now, his wife, Viv, says her mother-in-law's out-of-control behavior is the root of all of their problems. Take a look.
My mother-in-law is out of control and she's ruining my life and my marriage. I would describe my mother-in-law, Kathy, as manipulative, controlling, emotional, depressing. Everybody calls her Crazy Kathy.
My mother is harassing me. My mom calls 15 times a day, every day, all day, along with a voicemail each time. And when she leaves voicemails, it's you're a scumbag, you're just a piece of I can't believe you're the person that I raised.
I'm never going to be in your life again. I hope you hear this whole message, and it's over. Don't ever call me again. You little son of a bitch. You're a scumbag. That's right, I said it. Goodbye, you little brat, bitch bastard.
It's very serious. How can a person do this to their child? My mom has called Viviana very bad words.
She's called me the town whore, the slut, the bitch, Robert's second choice. It makes me feel worthless.
I feel terrible that Viviana has to deal with this stuff.
Kathy's a hurtful person. She wants to hurt anybody that's in her way. Kathy's insulting me racially. Kathy had mocked my heritage. She thinks she has funny jokes about Mexican people and Robert hates Mexicans. It makes me really mad. That hurts me the most. And I can't take that.
I feel like I'm forced to answer my mother's phone calls because she gives me a time ultimatum to call her back, or she's gonna call the police. The police come to my door and I have to show them identification. I feel embarrassed and I apologize to them.
Kathy will show up at my mother's house in the middle of the night, bang on my mother's front door. My mother called the cops on her and got the trespassing warrant against her. This has had a major effect on my marriage. I feel like every problem in my relationship is 99% the cause of Kathy. I'm worried that Kathy would do something desperate. I definitely think she's capable of putting other people in danger. My greatest fear is losing my husband in all this.
What's going on? Give me your analysis of this. We're going to meet her in a minute, but why is she being this way?
I just feel like she's dependent on me for happiness, you know.
Are you an only child?
Yes, I am.
So she's kind of hung on to you pretty tight?
Very tight.
You've been together a long time then. You were high school sweethearts. It's been on again, off again,
Yeah.
but you started early, and you've been together a long time.
Yeah.
And how long have you been married now?
A month and a few days.
A month and a few days. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. You've made it a month. That's good. Are you happy as far, take her out of the equation. Do you guys get along all right?
Oh, yeah.
We're kind of like the same person.
But she's getting in the way. What is she doing? We've heard the voicemails. Is that it? You just get bizarre voicemails, or is there more to it?
It's the voicemails, it's the calls. Every call leads to a voicemail, and every voicemail is at least 2 minutes long.
All right, and how many calls do you get a day?
Before it was 15, 20, 30, along with her, not on top of the 15 to 20 to me.
And then you have to remember that every call results in a voicemail, so it's nonstop.
Because you don't answer.
No.
And if you don't answer, then you get a voicemail. And as it builds, it gets worse and worse.
Yes.
But
There's a
sometimes
frustration effect.
sometimes it gets nice. Like she'll leave one mean one, and then she'll leave like 3 nice ones. Then she'll leave one mean one again, and then 3 nice ones.
Kathy's ideal world would be Robert and her. That's it. No one else should exist. No one's as important to her as her baby boy. There's been times where she's left messages saying how I'm just a town whore and her son deserves better than me.
I did call your wife a whore, because I know all about her.
My greatest fear is losing my husband and all this. If I could tell Kathy anything, I would tell her to shut her mouth.
Well, that was Viv talking about the mayhem she says is caused by her mother-in-law, Kathy. Now, Kathy's here today. She says she misses her only son terribly, and wonders what she could have possibly done for Robert to treat her like a dog. Take a look.
Robert is the love of my life. Always will be. No matter how he feels about me, I never denied him anything. Robert kept his relationship with Viviana from me. Her reputation was not something that I was thrilled with. She was considered the queen of the school. Every boy who ever had his first experience was with her. They were married at least a month and a half before I found out. Very disappointed, hurt, terribly hurt. Robert knows that I would have wanted to be there. When Robert moved to Nevada, I was very upset. I called twice a day, but then I was accused that I was calling him 30 to 50 times a day. The last time we spoke, he said to me, "When I'm done speaking, I will tell you. It's your turn to speak." Makes me feel angry. I feel like I'm being treated like a dog. I left the angry voicemails because I'm provoked.
I spent all my time taking care of you. I bought all your furniture, everything you have. Just like you called me to buy all the furniture from that little whore bitch. The town whore is what she's actually referred to.
My son and his wife told me that if they had grandchildren, that I was considered dead. You don't tell me I can't see a grandchild when I know that I can't. I will go out of my way to protect the people that I love. If it means that I come out looking like the bad guy, I'm sorry. You're not going to stand in my way.
You make excuses for a lot of things. I went through and made a whole list of excuses. You said you call her a slut and a whore because, this is your words to us, you said, I only do that because it's her reputation. Mm-hmm. Okay, now that may be her reputation. I'm not saying it is. Mm-hmm. In fact, it might even be true, and I'm not saying it is. That still would not justify you saying that to your son's wife because that is an insult to him.
I understand.
So you say, I do it because that's her reputation. Now, that is not a reasonable because. So I need you to understand that. You say you leave the voicemails you leave because of what they said to you.
Exactly, and there's no proof of what I say.
I believe you, though. Listen, I'm the one guy that believes you. I think he is a smart-mouthed little...
brat.
Yeah. Thank you. Almost...
He is.
Yeah, I think, listen, inappropriate, wonder where he gets it, but nonetheless... Yeah. I think he has been very unacceptable with you. You don't treat your mother that way. Absolutely not. That is not okay. I'm with you on that. That does not justify you doing it back. You're an adult. You don't, just because he is too immature to conduct himself as a gentleman does not justify you not conducting yourself like a lady.
Exactly, but then when I get the next phone call, it's exactly the same way then. I left it off. It's not like I do it every single time he calls me.
Now, see, I thought I was crafting a pretty good explanation there because I first acknowledged that he has been inappropriate, so it's not all one-sided. Mm-hmm. I said he's being immature, that you don't have to be. I thought I did a pretty good job of explaining that and balancing it, and you said, but.
I know, you hate that word.
Well, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I hate that word, and you know why? I said all that, and you said, yeah, you should have heard what he said next. I don't care what he said next. I don't care if he called you names. That does not justify you getting down in the gutter with him. You're better than that, and you need to be better than that.
I'm the one that's supposed to be the higher one.
You say you're overprotective because you didn't have him till you were 40, because you were kidnapped when you were a child. Listen, I'm sorry you were kidnapped, by the way. What a terrible experience. That does not justify you ruining your relationship with him. Why would you want to punish yourself further by ruining your relationship with the only son?
My overprotectiveness with him was when he was really younger and he wanted to ride his bike in the neighborhood, and that's where, I'm sorry, that's the truth.
Well, that may be when it started, but it hadn't really let up much.
But you see, this is a boy that called me every day, twice a day, to calling me never at all. And then when the calls started, they became very vulgar and mean and nasty. And this is all before I even knew anything about Viviana.
Oh, that's why I said she hadn't really got anything to do with this.
911. I need a police. Okay, what's going on, Steph? My little sister's husband's mom, she has issues with her son dating my little sister.
Is there any chance she has weapons?
I'm not sure. I know, she's been here countless times, man. You know, we've been nice to her. We told her to leave, and this time she came to my door, ringing my doorbell like 10 times, and just smashing my door.
We do have officers on the way to you, okay?
All right.
Well, that 911 call was your brother,
It's my brother.
right? He made the call, said you were banging on his door at 11:30 at night. What was your goal here?
Right here and now, that's a lie.
What's a lie? That my brother called the cops?
I wasn't there 10 times. I think I
You
heard
were
him.
there like 5.
No, I was there one night when I called the police.
You were only there once.
That night when your brother talked to me, I was there one time.
You've been to my house more than once, Kathy. Don't sit there and lie.
Well, then I think that the person right sitting next to me should have been somebody from your family, not just me.
Well, actually, we have her on the phone. Viv's mother, Grace, is joining us by phone today. Grace, are you there?
Yes, sir.
I don't know that it really matters, but has she been to your home once, or has she been to your home more than once?
More than once.
How
10
many,
times in one night.
how many times has she been there?
About 3 or 4.
Have you felt uncomfortable with her being there?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because whenever she comes around, it's nothing nice about it.
Right. Okay, in fact, you placed a trespass warning on Kathy. What does that mean?
She's not allowed to cross my sidewalk within the next year, or she'll be arrested.
If there could be a peaceful and harmonious relationship, would you like there to be one?
She would only and always will be my daughter's mother-in-law. I pray and hope that she changes, but do I want a relationship with her? Do I want to be her friend? It would take a long time for me to see a change on her.
Mm-hmm. And what would you like to see change?
They're young. They just got married. We all make mistakes. We all have our own life to live. And I would like to see her give them space to find their own.
Okay. And what were you just saying to Robert?
I was just saying to Robert that that's one lie from Robert and one lie from Viviana. Because the night that I went over there, and when she answered the door, I said to her, I am sure I'm the last person that you want to see. But I come here with an open heart and my arms open. I just recently found out that they were married. I didn't even know that they were engaged. And I would just like to put whatever happened in the past.
Now, listen, my goal here is truly for y'all to be happy and, you know, go to dinner together, and at Thanksgiving everybody
It's
be
hard
together.
to do that when he lives in one end of the country and I live in the
Yeah,
other.
well, they're kind of talking about moving back to the state anyway because her mom's there, so that's probably going to work itself out for
That
you anyway.
makes me feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're going to move back there because her mom is there, not his mom is there.
Well, you're
Why
not.
would he want?
You haven't been exactly lovable.
Nor have they.
I said there's one reason, one problem that you're having right now, that if it was fixed, all of these things would go away. Focus with me here. I want you to hear this, okay? I want you to hear this. You're looking away to shut me out here. Don't do that. Every call you make, every voicemail you leave, every threat that you level is nothing more than a fear response. You have a very irrational fear of losing him. You've allowed it to get to the point that it absolutely paralyzes you with fear. And you don't need to fear. This is a very competent young man over here. You did a good job raising him in many, many respects. But we've got to get your fear under control. You just think all these terrible things, don't you? I mean, it can just be, you know, he's not going to call me back. What's wrong? You catastrophize things in your mind. That's a terrible way to live. I don't want you to feel that way. And I'm going to make sure that you don't lose contact. I want you to have contact, healthy contact, as much as you want, because you're relaxed and you're easy with it. If you hear from him, you hear from him. If you don't, you'll hear from him tomorrow or later today. To be relaxed with it. I want to help you with that if you will let me. Will you do that? Mm-hmm. Do you think I'm right or wrong?
I think you're right, but...
Don't you hate that word? It just gets in the middle of every sentence. You think I'm right but incomplete?
Yes.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.